The loneliest marriage. Why you can feel completely alone beside an autistic husband. Have you ever looked across the room at your husband and thought, how can I feel this lonely when I'm married? If that question resonates with you, you're not alone. In fact, it may be one of the most common experiences reported by wives in neurodiverse marriages. Many women describe a unique kind of loneliness that is difficult to explain to friends, family, therapists, and sometimes even themselves. Because technically you're not alone. Your husband comes home every night, he pays bills, he helps around the house. He may be faithful, he may genuinely love you, and yet there is an ache inside you that never seems to go away. An emotional hunger, a longing to feel seen, known, chosen, connected. You may find yourself thinking, why do I feel so emotionally abandoned when my husband is sitting 10 feet away? Today I want to talk about that experience. Not to invalidate it, not to excuse it, but to explain it. Because understanding what is happening can help you stop blaming yourself. And it can help you stop chasing solutions that were never designed for this type of marriage. The marriage that looks fine from the outside. One of the most painful aspects of Cassandra Syndrome is that the loneliness is often invisible. From the outside, people may see a perfectly functional marriage. You have a home. You go on vacations. You attend family gatherings. You raise children. You sit beside each other at church. You sleep in the same bed. And yet inside, you may feel emotionally starved. This creates tremendous confusion. Because loneliness is supposed to happen when someone leaves. But your husband didn't leave. He's still there. Which often causes wives to wonder, maybe I'm just too needy. Maybe I expect too much. Maybe something is wrong with me. Over time, many women begin questioning their own reality. But what if your loneliness is not evidence that you're broken? What if it's evidence that one of your deepest relationship needs is not being consistently met? Why parallel play feels so empty? Many autistic husbands genuinely feel connected simply by sharing space. They may sit beside you on the couch while watching television, work on a project in the same room, spend an entire evening near you, and in their minds, they may feel that they are spending quality time together. Unfortunately, many wives experience something very different. You're not craving proximity, you're craving emotional resonance. You want shared laughter, shared feelings, shared experiences. You want someone who notices when you're sad, someone who wonders how your day went, someone who asks follow-up questions because they genuinely want to know your inner world. Many wives tell me, my husband is always around, but I never feel emotionally met. That's because physical presence and emotional connection are not the same thing. For many autistic husbands, being together means sharing physical space. For many wives, being together means sharing emotional space. Those are two very different experiences. The sensory depletion problem nobody talks about. Now let's discuss something many wives never hear about. Sensory depletion. Most autistic individuals move through life with nervous systems that are working extraordinarily hard. Social interactions, unexpected changes, noise, workplace demands, sensory input, decision-making, reading social cues. All of these activities consume enormous mental energy. By the end of the day, many autistic husbands are not simply tired. They are neurologically exhausted. Think of it like this. You may come home wanting emotional closeness. Your husband may come home operating on neurological fumes. You want connection. His nervous system wants recovery. You want conversation. His brain wants silence. You want emotional engagement. His body wants fewer demands. This doesn't erase your loneliness, but it helps explain something important. Many wives assume the withdrawal is personal. Often it isn't. Often it is physiological. The painful reality is that understanding this doesn't make the loneliness disappear, but it can help you stop interpreting every withdrawal as evidence that you are unwanted. The question every wife eventually asks. At some point, many wives ask, if he loves me, why doesn't he act like it? That is a heartbreaking question, and it deserves an honest answer, because autistic individuals often express love differently than neurotypical individuals. Many autistic husbands show love through responsibility, loyalty, problem solving, providing, consistency, protecting, fixing, completing tasks. Unfortunately, many wives experience love through emotional attunement, being understood, being comforted, being emotionally pursued, feeling important, feeling emotionally held. The result is tragic. The husband may be expressing love every day. The wife may be receiving almost none of it in the form she needs. It's like speaking two different emotional languages. Neither person is intentionally hurting the other, but both can feel deeply misunderstood. The lonely together paradox. This creates what I call the lonely together paradox. The wife becomes increasingly lonely. She reaches for more connection. The husband becomes increasingly overwhelmed. He withdraws further. The more she pursues, the more depleted he becomes. The more he withdraws, the more abandoned she feels. Eventually, she begins protecting herself. She stops reaching, stops sharing, stops hoping, stops expecting. And this is the stage that worries me the most. Because by the time a wife emotionally gives up, the marriage often appears calm on the surface. The fighting decreases, the complaints decrease, the requests decrease. But internally, emotional withdrawal has already begun. Many women describe this as the moment they stopped feeling married, the reframe that changes everything. Here's what I want every wife listening to understand. Your loneliness is real. You are not imagining it. You are not weak. You are not needy. You are not asking for too much by wanting emotional connection. Those needs are legitimate. At the same time, your husband's limitations may not be a reflection of how much he loves you. They may reflect neurological differences that neither of you fully understood. This distinction matters, because when we assume lack of affection, resentment grows. When we recognize neurological limitations, we can begin looking for practical solutions. Not perfect solutions, but realistic ones. What healing often looks like. Healing rarely begins with getting your husband to suddenly become emotionally intuitive. Most wives spend years trying that approach. Healing often begins when you stop making his limitations mean something about your worth. Your value was never determined by his ability to emotionally attune. Your lovability was never determined by his capacity for emotional reciprocity. And your loneliness is not proof that you are asking for too much. Many women find healing when they begin rebuilding emotional support systems outside the marriage. Deep friendships, support groups, coaching, therapy, spiritual communities, healthy self-care. Not because they are giving up on the marriage, but because no single relationship can meet every emotional need when significant neurological differences exist. If you've been feeling profoundly alone in your marriage, I want you to know something. The pain is real, the grief is real, the loneliness is real, but it is not your fault. And it may not be entirely your husband's fault either. Sometimes what you're experiencing is not a failure of love. It's a mismatch between two nervous systems, two communication styles, and two very different definitions of connection. Understanding that won't erase the hurt overnight, but it can help you stop carrying an additional burden that was never yours to carry. The belief that you are somehow unworthy of being loved, because you are worthy. You always have been, and no neurological difference can ever change that. If this resonates with your experience, leave a comment below and tell me, what is the loneliest part of being married to someone who struggles with emotional connection? Your story may help another woman realize she is not alone.
Hey guys, this is Mark. Some of you may not know that I have a lot of books on Amazon. So if you like my videos, you'll like my books. I have several for ASD spouses, for NT spouses, and for the neurodiverse couple. Underneath any of my videos, you'll see this link. Feel free to click on that link and see what's available. I'm sure you'll find something that applies to you. So if you're struggling in your neurodiverse marriage, help is available, one click away.